お前はもう死んでいる。何？
Hey, John Rowe.
The topic of the
We should do a
podcast together
podcast. We
and
should do a
honestly, I'm
podcast.
excited.
お前はもう死んでいる。何？
Hey, John. Hey, John Rowe. We should do a podcast.
The topic of the podcast together and honestly, I'm excited.
G'day, dorks, and welcome to Lords of Dorktown, a podcast all about anime, cartoons, and video games. I'm your host, Phillip, and the dork joining me tonight is the manga motherfucker himself, J-Ro. Buddy, how are you, bud?
Yeah. Very good, bro. How are you?
Yeah, man, I'm sick. What's been going on? It's been a hot minute since we've had you on. I think your last episode was like wasn't that too long ago? Like second Avatar episode.
Yeah, second Avatar episode. I was pretty memorable on that episode, if I do recall. I had a lot to say.
Man, that means the last time we caught up was Boxing Day, man. God, it feels like ages since I've seen you, man.
I know, it's been a month though, so I might even be on the dot. A little bit past a month on the dot. But not too much has happened since then, bro. It's been quietening down. You had January years. Compared to December, it doesn't feel like much.
Yeah, I mean, like I've actually had a pretty crazy January. So like, not only was like Boxing Day like really big for us, but like going into New Year's and stuff, like we just ramped up like kids, school holidays, and all that nuts stuff. But like also last week, if you thought you weren't sick of my sparkling voice now, if you wanted more of my voice, you could catch it on another podcast. I did my first guest host podcast thingy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
How was that, bro? Well,
Man,
let's
good.
shout them out.
Yeah, so if you enjoy hearing me on this podcast, you can check me out on another podcast where I was a guest, the Weebology Podcast, hosted by the two lovely weebs themselves, Ethan and Ricky. It was a bunch of fun. We reviewed a terrible anime movie called Vampire Wars that was a whole lot of fun, and yeah, it was sick, man. Those boys are really cool, and they're going to jump on the Dorktown podcast next week, I think.
Oh, fantastic!
All goes planned. So yeah, man, it was sick. So yeah, go check out the Weebology Podcast, dorks, and get amongst it. It's a really fun podcast, and those boys are sick. It was good fun.
Can we get that on Spotify and all the other places?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'll link their show in the notes for this episode, so you can just scroll down and give them a click. They're good fun. They've they've got like a pretty healthy back catalogue of nearly 100 episodes, and man, they're real knowledgeable on their anime and stuff, man. It was really good. It's a bunch of fun.
I'll have to check it out. I'll actually follow them right now.
Yeah, man. The Ethan and Ricky, man. The dogs will hear them hopefully on the next episode, man. They're good people. They're good to get around. So what's been getting it this week for you, buddies? This first segment of the show, we'll just catch up on what we've been reading, watching, or playing in the last couple of weeks.
We'll start off. I've been catching back up on Avatar. I'm really on a vibe at the moment.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Back through.
Yeah. I'm still in the later half of book 1 at the moment, like watching every episode, and I actually got Bree to start as well, like my partner.
Yeah. So you're watching it with your partner. Is that the first time she's watched it, or?
First time she's watched Avatar, yeah. She's enjoying it. You know how it is, man. Like, I really want to get her into the later stuff because that's when it really gets much better. Well, in my opinion.
Yeah.
She's not new to some anime. Like, she loves Full Metal Alchemist as well, Brotherhood.
Oh,
which
sick,
is pretty dope.
Okay.
So yeah, she's enjoying it. What else? I've been playing a lot of Neo 2. It's like a Japanese samurai kind of. You verse like demons and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's like a Demon Souls game, right?
Yeah. Like a Soulsborne one.
Yeah, Dark Souls, Demon Souls, all that stuff.
Which is really cool. Other than that, I'm still playing League of Legends Wild Rift. A lot of that on my phone.
Yeah, I dropped off Wild Rift for a bit because I've got another mobile phone game. Well, it's not another one. I re-downloaded Hearthstone because I hate myself. So I can always tell, like, it's such a... If I'm ever re-downloading Hearthstone, I just know that deep down in me I'm stressed. Like, even if I don't feel stressed, I know that I'm stressed if I'm re-downloading Hearthstone because it's like a heroin addict going back to the pipe. Like, it's so bad.
It just gives you that nostalgic feeling.
Oh, man, that game gets a hold of me, man. I can't shake that game.
Are you one to
apart from Hearthstone, man, I've been playing an actual video game, buddy.
Well, you didn't tell me about it because you haven't been playing any of the games
I kept this on the DL and all the group chats because I wanted to surprise you. So I have been playing a game called Control. I'm playing it on the Xbox.
Is it good?
It is fucking incredible. Okay, so if anyone out there, Control is like a third-person shooter, a kind of narrative-driven single-player game. If anyone's familiar with the TV show Fringe, the J.J. Abrams kind of TV show from the mid-2000s, I think.
Was that the one 2000s? Where like the realities were like slipping over each other? Or?
Yeah, exactly. This game is basically Fringe the game. Like it's so like there's so many Fringe things in here that happens. It's so great. Man, I'm about 10 hours into Control so far.
That's a pretty good indicator. That's about as much as you put into Ghost of Tsushima. So
yeah, and I've no signs of slowing down on Control either. It is the story has hooked me like the same way the God of War story hooked me. Like I'm in. I got to see it out, but like it has so many things that remind me of God of War in like good ways. Like so, I remember when playing God of War for the first time on the PlayStation 4, the actual feel of the main weapon, the Leviathan axe, was like one of the biggest contributors to me playing longer because it felt so good to use.
Yeah, how good was throwing it and pulling it back?
The best feeling.
Yeah, it was
in
actually
Control,
great.
you get a similar power where you get some telekinesis where you can pick up objects and throw them through telekinesis. But like it's not just objects. Like if there's nothing around you, you'll just use telekinesis to rip a chunk of concrete out of the ground underneath you and throw it. It's got that same weight feeling to the Leviathan axe. First time I did it, I got that immediate sensation.
Yeah.
And man, it's so tight. Like the storytelling in that game is so tight. The character development's so tight. The writing's amazing. It's one of the only games where every time I pick up a new bit of paper or a case file or anything, those collectibles you pick up in all games.
Yeah, okay,
I'm actually stopping to read them all. They're all good.
Oh, far out.
They're all amazing.
The last game I did that in was Outer Worlds, which was a fucking phenomenal game, and it had a really rich story written into it. So that's I really enjoy it when like you can find a game where you want to actually dive into what's happening rather than just playing doing the gameplay, which I find I do tons with pretty much everything I play. I just breeze through the actual game. I don't worry about reading collectibles. It's always a good feeling when you can sit down and take the time to really want to get to know the story.
Yeah, and so Control, it's all set in the one building, the Federal Bureau of Control.
Police building? Oh.
So it's all set in this one building. The main cast of characters is really tight, and the main storyline that's pushing you through it is the main character is looking for Jessie, her name is. She's looking for information on her brother Dylan, who was captured by Control when they were kids. And that's the main drive for your character at the start of the series. And obviously it grows from there, and there's ebbs and flows and stuff. But man, honestly, I can't remember the last time a narrative-driven game got its hooks into me this bad. Like it is, I got it for free on Game Pass. Fuck, I love Game Pass.
Bro, fuck, Game Pass, man, is the only decent thing going for Microsoft at the moment.
Literally the only thing they have. Yeah, it's wild. But yeah, I'm super looking forward to wrapping up that. Honestly, I probably would have finished it this week if I wasn't on a burn through of anime, like a anime binge for an upcoming episode. So,
do you feel like it's relatively short, or?
I looked it up and I'm over halfway. So yeah. I think, and honestly, the first probably 2 hours of the game, I probably died 20 times unnecessarily, just because I was so rusty on games that I just forgot how to be good.
So when you were saying that you can pull the concrete out, this is such a random question, but is the entire world destructible, or just a certain layer of it, or?
Yeah, I wouldn't say the entire world's destructible. It's just, I think it's there's definitely everything basically can be picked up. Like any items can be picked up and thrown, unless it's in the forged into the building like a concrete pillar or something like that. But it does seem to be you can just rip concrete from anywhere. But again, cool. The ability, you only get about 2 throws before you've got to cool down, and you're never standing in the one spot long enough to clean a room. You know what I mean? Like, this is not a cover shooter. You have to be moving at all times, always, because you will die if you stand still. Which is great. I love that kind of game. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm not a massive I do enjoy cover shooters, but I think playing through the first 5 Gears games in the last. Like we did that, me and my wife played through all the Gears games in the last couple of years.
And Mass Effect.
And you just kind of get burnt out on cover shooters after that because Gears is just all cover shooting. There's nothing else to that game other than cover shooting.
Yeah, it's surprising how long it can hold up for that kind of
playing back to back and it's fucking not long at all.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't hold up for as long as you think it would.
Get tired of it very quickly. I remember the very first one I played was Army of Two. Do you remember that game on PlayStation? Yeah,
that was like a 2-player kind of couch co-op game. Yeah, that was sick, man.
Yeah, that was a cover shooter. That was really good.
Hasn't been a good couch co-op game to age. I think we were talking about this on our Game Awards episode, but there's a 2-player couch co-op game coming out this year, I believe, that we got the trailer for.
Yeah, was it just the 2 of us?
Yeah, just the 2 of us. Yeah. That looked wicked. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah, no, I'm going to be going in on that very quickly once it releases. Yeah.
Do you remember, I think this was probably in one of the last big Nintendo Directs, but do you remember Pokemon Unity, the MOBA game that Pokemon was developing?
Yeah, I do remember that. I'm still waiting for it. I'm pretty excited.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything for that. When's that coming out? Actually,
they've gone so quiet.
Yeah.
I haven't been following anything though, really.
What's that, sorry?
I haven't really been following much news about it, but there's been no talk of it anywhere that I'm thing I'm a part of. So
yeah, I've watched the last couple of Nintendo Directs and I haven't seen anything. That game kind of dropped off. That's a shame. I was hyped for that.
Yeah. Now the Wild Rift's out, like the League of Legends mobile. It's getting a lot of time from me, so I don't even know if Unity did come out. I don't know if it'll hold up against League.
It's Pokemon. Of course it would, mate. It's Pokemon.
Yeah, I got to give it to Pokemon. I got to give everything Pokemon a chance. I'll even play Pokemon friggin' Snap for all I care.
Yeah. So we should probably tear into the subject today, man. This is our first non-review episode. We're not actually reviewing an anime here. We've decided to do a bit more of a broader topic, and if the dorks enjoy this, man, drop us a line. Tell us if you want to do more of these types of episodes. We're definitely keen because, man, doing the writing and the prep work for this episode, I had a bunch of fun.
Well, you obviously did a lot more than I did.
No, I didn't do that much, but yeah, I had fun coming up with my list. So you would have seen it in the episode description up top, but we are doing the best boys and girls of anime. So that's a pretty broad topic. You see best boys and best girls thrown around. So did you take any caveats for yourself into this list when you started, or did you just go, who's the best boys and girls of anime? I think we've done 3 boys, 3 girls each.
Yeah, I did 3 and 3, and then I've got a couple extras I want to talk about. But
did you take any caveats into this, or?
Yeah, when we were talking boys and girls, so I excluded all senpais and senseis from my choices. One of them I have maybe could be a senpai, I guess. But yeah, other than that, I was pretty loose with it. I kind of kept it a bit more modern. I didn't jump way back to some stuff that I really enjoy. We could probably do a throwback episode, which I think would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Dig up some old content for people that are new to the
I mean, if we're talking about old content, stay tuned to the end of this episode where we drop some news about upcoming episodes. Little sprinkle a little intrigue in there, so stay tuned for an announcement at the end of this episode. It's gonna be exciting. But yeah, I kind of, so when I first started this list, like when we first came to this idea of best boys and best girls of anime, I started off being like super rigid. I was like, okay, so they can't be senpais, they can't be senseis, they can't be this and this. And I was like, man, why am I limiting myself so much? So I've gone full Marie Kondo on this son of a bitch. So basically, as soon as I thought of a character, I just held them close and I thought, do they spark joy? And if they spark joy, they're on the list, buddy.
Well,
This is my Marie Kondo sparking joy, best girls and boys of anime.
Well, I can guess 3 of the boys. No.
That's funny. So we don't know each other's list. So I'm super interested to see who you've got on your list because I think I've got a few curveballs for you, buddy. So we'll start off with your list, mate. Do you want to give me one of yours off your list?
Do you want a boy or a girl?
We'll go boy.
Boy? Okay. So we've got 3 each, right?
Yeah, 3 boys, 3 girls.
Should we go 3, 2, 1 in like that?
No, you do it first, and then I'll do mine after.
Yeah, but like I'll do my third, right?
So John, what's so first boy off your rank in your third position? Who you got?
Third position is he's way in third. I mean the other two are out in front for sure. But I've put down Barn from 7 Deadly Sins.
Okay. Yeah. Look, not getting a mention on my list. I'll tell you that much. Nor does any member of the 7 Deadly Sins get a look in my list.
Was he going to be on the list if there was anyone from the 7 Deadly Sins?
Look, there is someone in my honourable mentions from 7 Deadly Sins.
That's all right.
It is not Barn though.
Not Barn at all.
Yes, as much as I do love Barn.
It's Hawk, isn't it?
And what's that?
It's Hawk, isn't it?
No, it's not Hawk. It's not Hawk. As much as I do love Barn, and you know exactly what I'm going to say right now because I mentioned it every time we talk about 7 Deadly Sins. But Elaine is very hard.
3,
for
2,
me
1,
to, yeah,
Elaine.
Elaine is very hard for me to get around with Barn. But you know, he's your number 3, so explain away.
I will explain
yourself,
right?
buddy.
Firstly, he's actually probably one of my. He's probably the most well-voiced character in my opinion. Like I find his character so uniquely voiced, where he kind of like drifts off into like a little bit of a crescendo, or he like tones down at the end of it, almost like he's kind of singing a little bit. Other than the fantastic voice acting, I'd say he's got probably one of the best personalities in that whole show. I love the way he like has a bicker with Meliodas all the time. Like honestly, their arm wrestle scenes in that show are freaking hilarious. Where they just like wreck everything when they're trying to arm wrestle each other. As much as I don't like Elaine as the character, I do really appreciate the relationship he has for her. That kind of the kind of love he's got, where he's willing to give up his own immortality, kind of to save her and whatnot. And then finally, I'd say I really like his skills, his abilities as well. They're probably other than like High Noon. That's probably his Fox Hunt is probably one of my favourite moves in that show. So yeah, he's gonna go into the 3 as me. I kind of put him in there before I was thinking, without thinking of like people from way back. So like obviously like it was the other characters on my mind were probably like maybe a Luffy was definitely like someone I was tossing up. But he's been around for so long, like we got to give some other guys a bit of a mention, right?
Yeah. Luffy's a tricky one because like I think because we're 1,000 episodes, like 1,000 chapters into One Piece, like it's kind of hard to call him a best boy of anime or like give him that title because at this point he's like the granddaddy of anime. Like he's been around for so long, and so many characters in other shows pay homage to him that you can't. Yeah, he's almost a legacy character now.
Yeah,
like,
and Naruto.
He's just been around for so long. Yeah, exactly.
Also, why I wouldn't pen any Dragon Ball characters in these lists, personally, just because they've been around for so long. Like I'd like to think of some like not necessarily newer, but the less mainstream stuff that like you can really appreciate.
Sweet. So Barn topping third on your list. Yeah, I mean, it's a respectable choice, but yeah, again, Elaine just gets in the way. I do, however, think that Barn out of the 7 Deadly Sins is probably probably the most unique to the Seven Deadly Sins. Like, I feel like he's a character that we don't see as much or ever in other animes. So
yeah,
he does get a lot of points for being unique. So I'll give him that one.
Yeah, I exactly he's a memorable character is what I really like about him as well. Like, because he's different. And like I said, the thing oddly enough, the thing I really like about him is his voice actor. Like, the way he's voiced, I just fucking love it. I could listen to his character just talk a monologue to me while I try and fall asleep, struggling with the boner.
Yeah, his voice actor is good in dubbed and subbed. Like, one of those rare, beautiful dubs and subs. Like, it's quite cool.
I don't think I've watched the subbed. I think I've only watched the dub.
Oh, have you? Yeah, the sub's good too. So number 3 on my list for the boys, I picked. So as I said before, I did the Marie Kondo method. I held these characters close to my heart and see if they spark joy. And when I held this character close to my heart, nothing came to mind other than an absolute spark of joy. And of course, it is Inosuke from Demon Slayer.
Ooh.
Yes.
I like that. I really do like that, because he was someone that I thought about too, for sure.
So his introduction to the series, when he first meets Tanjiro and Nezuko and Zenitsu, and Tanjiro and him have a hand-to-hand fight. It's the first hand-to-hand fight we see in all of Demon Slayer, and plus he's the most interesting character design in that whole show. Like,
yeah, I really like it.
And that first hand-to-hand fight is absolutely gorgeous. Like, it's so amazing to watch. So yeah, he's the clear winner for best boy for me when it comes to Demon Slayer.
Nice.
So yeah, man, and I think his design too. Like, even without the boar hat, I find it really funny that they made him a very feminine featured male character
with a shredded body.
Just, oh man, he's so shredded.
And he's like super flexible, which I thought was funny as well.
Yeah, super flexible and ferocious. He's so interesting to fight, and he gets his arc throughout the first season of Demon Slayer is actually a really interesting arc, because we see him be this cocky, unbeatable warrior with this insane bloodlust to getting absolutely smacked down and then having to build himself back up by the end of it. Like, it's a really good character arc throughout that first season. And like, for a character to show that much development over just one season of anime is quite impressive. So yeah, Inosuke for me was a clear winner in my number 3 category for best boys.
Yeah, no, I can appreciate that. I really like that. I think Demon Slayer might get another mention a bit later too.
I have a feeling it will on your list, buddy. I have a feeling it will on your list. Yeah. So, do you want to hit us with your number 3 for best girl?
Number 3 for best girl. Honestly, I had 1 and 2 very quickly. I rattled 1 and 2 off straight away, and then I had to kind of like sit down and think about number 3 pretty hard. And I haven't seen, I'll admit, I haven't seen the anime for this one, but I've read the entire manga. And she's from Fairy Tail.
Okay.
Could you guess, or?
I think there's either 2. It's either the weapons chick with the red hair or the key chick with the blonde hair.
Oh, it is. It's Urza Scarlet, bro.
Urza Scarlet. That's it. Man, Fairy Tail getting a look in. If I had had to guess the animes that we're going to look in, Fairy Tail would not have been my guess. But
I know.
Man, why Scarlet?
Bro, I couldn't. Honestly, like I said, I was struggling to think, so I just started running. I kind of like couldn't think of any anime that I hadn't got with 1 and 2 that really stood out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Fairy Tail is still like a top 10 for me as an overall title. So I was thinking, okay, so out of like my favorite manga and anime, like who is there? And I was like, Urza. I could she was another memorable character as well. But and then I was kind of like, okay, she's a bit of a senpai, but I'll put it in there anyway.
So her magical ability, it's re-equipped magic from what I remember of Fairy Tale, right?
Yeah, so her magic was she could, as long as she could store armor and weapons in kind of like this subspace that she controlled. It was just like a you know how there's like storage bags and rings and things like that in other titles. Like she had her own little space like that, and she could just instantly equip whatever she'd like. But like it was actually a pretty cool magic out of all the magics that were there. It was kind of like out of thinking outside the box kind of and unique. But I think the way she kind of like leads the entire guild, she's kind of like the authority figure, but then she has like her moments of weakness where she realizes she can depend on the other members in the guild. We haven't done an episode on Fairy Tale.
No, and that's one that we've actually, I think someone has requested previously that we do some Fairy Tale stuff.
Yeah.
I think it was after we did the Black Clover episode, someone mentioned that, well, I think we mentioned Fairy Tale on that episode, and they said we should probably do some Fairy Tale. But I've watched about season 1 of Fairy Tale, so I've seen a little bit. I've definitely seen the arc where they go to the island and there's a demon, I want to say.
I'd want to say that too, but the first arc, season 1, I had read so long ago.
Yeah, it's a long running one, man. It's really long.
It's good. I mean,
I remember even watching back then. I like the mere fact that I can remember what her magical ability is when I could not name another magical ability in that series other than the key magic. Means that she must have had an impact on me. So it's a pretty respectable choice, man. I think
when you read the
design wise, she's cool too.
Yeah, I'm sure what the anime is up to, but like once you read the whole manga, you she's definitely like a female character that you really appreciate and remember. She's stoic, but then she can just show like a fragile side. She can be friendly, she can be mean. Like she was just a well-rounded character. She wasn't like one of these characters that is playing a role in like an anime or something like that. So she was kind of brought to life in that series. So I really appreciate her as a character. So she got number 3.
Oh, okay. So
how about you?
So number 3 on my list. Look, I think this one might surprise you. It definitely surprised me that she's on my list for many reasons. But number 3 on my list is Asui, aka Froppy from My Hero Academia.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So a few things here. For the listeners at home, I have a debilitating fear of frogs to the point where it has caused actual harm in my life. I'm terrified of the little green fuckers.
Oh, you're so scared of frogs. It is so hilarious.
Yeah, it's embarrassing how scared I am of frogs.
And you even owned frogs for a little bit there.
Yeah, my son raised tadpoles to frogs, and I got weirdly attached to those 4 things, but the second that they ever came near touching me, I immediately tried to kill them. It was a weird relationship. It was hands down the most abusive relationship I've been in my life.
Did you have that awkward moment where your son wakes up in the morning? He's like, Dad, where's Kermit gone? And you're like, oh, he must have run away.
No. We let them all go in a very good place for frogs with lots of water and forest and stuff like that. We did the right thing by him. By him. But
that's good.
So it is odd for me for someone who has a debilitating fear of frogs to gravitate towards a character
who's a frog,
whose ability is frog. Yeah, better man. And you would have heard me, the dorks would have heard me talk about this on the My Hero eps we've done. But Asui, from the moment you meet her in season 1 and she's getting angry at Deku for calling her Asui instead of Sue, and there's just something about her. I've just always found her so charming and so friendly and just so unique in that world. Like her personality really is so firm and strong.
Yeah. And
she definitely is like a solid foundation in Class 1A where she's clearly, her character traits are so clear and defined as a person rather than a trope, that she is just someone that I find so charming, and she's so interesting to watch on the screen, from design to combat ability to how she interacts with her fellow class members. Everything's great. And her episode she gets in season 1, where we see her go on a work study to work with a naval-based hero squad, is one of the best episodes in season 1. Like it's so fun. The pacing of it's so great, and it takes this moment away from the main kind of a storyline of My Hero to show like this kind of slow-paced one-shot little experience in the day of Froppy, and it's always stuck with me as a great episode, and Froppy as a character is just always kind of stuck with me. So look, I'm surprised as you are that she's made my list, but she's up there, man.
I would
fucking
have
love Froppy.
never guessed. Maybe as a joke, I would have guessed the Frog Girl, but yeah, that's cool. Yeah, no, that's really cool.
I love her.
And you're a huge fan of My Hero, so.
Yeah, it's crippling at this point. Yeah, speaking of abusive relationships, my relationship with My Hero at the moment, after the end of season 4, is definitely been something interesting. But yeah, as a massive My Hero fan, look, and she was definitely, there was a short list of characters from My Hero that could have been on here.
Yeah.
This list probably could have potentially been 6 characters from My Hero, and it would have been very easy for me to do that.
Yeah.
But she's the only
lady.
My
What's
Hero
her name?
character.
The Mountain Lady.
Mount Lady.
Yeah, Mount Lady.
Oh man, there's so many characters in My Hero I love, but she made the list, man. So do you want to go number 2 for your best boy?
Best boy number 2. All right, this will be the second appearance for Demon Slayer.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. I think it's pretty obvious.
It's Tanjiro.
Yeah, of course it's Tanjiro. Oh man, I love Tanjiro so much.
Yeah, he's pretty great. Man, so what made you pick Tanjiro? Apart from the obvious, he's amazing.
Tanjiro is probably the first time I've had a main character where I'm reading and I'm like, oh, I'd really like to be friends with Tanjiro, mate. He's such a sweet, nice person. Also,
yeah, he's an insanely reliable and relatable character.
Oh, definitely, and at the same time, he's like an insane samurai. I think reason why I'm going with Tanjiro is the main reason is because of how he would feel sympathetic with those demons before, like after he defeats them and kills them. You know the episode where he holds the armed demon as he's dying. Oh, that was the first one, and then I was just like, oh, this guy is too nice, but also a complete badass.
Yeah. I mean, I think we spoke about him a bunch on the Demon Slayer episode we did, but yeah, him as a protagonist is a beautiful example of a protagonist who's both strong, brave, fearful, and compassionate. Like he seems to have the best traits of every protagonist. I do have a burning question for you, buddy. Do you prefer Tanjiro with his short hair, or do you prefer his long hair?
Long hair for days.
Fuck, I wish
he had the hair that. I wish they kept the hair and grew him to look like his father's hair.
Oh yeah, for sure. Man, I hope that they give him long hair again in the series, because his long hair is it's magnifique, man. Chef's kiss. It's so great.
I've finished the manga, so I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, you shut your beautiful mouth.
Yeah, but Tanjiro a solid 2.
That's a solid.
Just
pick.
Brought a completely new aspect to what a completely new side to a personality that a main character should have. And other than that, he just thought all the combat is completely badass. Never gives up. He's got a deep love for his family. Such a beautiful main character.
Yeah, he is great, man. That's a healthy, solid pick for a number 2. I'm
super happy with him at number 2. I'd be happy with him at number 1, but number 1, I could not go past. So
okay, I'm interested. So my number 2 for best boy of anime is an absolute. I can't call him beautiful because I don't know if he is beautiful, but I love him nonetheless. It is Rak from Tower of God.
Ah, he's in number 2. That is a great pick.
He's in number 2.
That is a great pick.
Yes. For anyone who hasn't watched or read the webtoon Tower of God, Rak is a giant talking alligator. He is an absolute monster on the battlefield. But also, he has, and I say this genuinely, he has the biggest heart in that show.
Yeah.
No one cares more than him. He is so kind in his own way. And the fact that he's still, like the 400 chapters or whatever that's going of Tower of God, the fact that he still calls everyone
turtle
by a descriptive word and then turtle is amazing. Everyone's either blue turtle, black turtle, like yellow turtle. It's the
turtle.
Best, I love him.
Plus, he shapeshifts into a cute little crocodile. He looks like
his
he goes from alligator to totodile.
But yeah, man, and seeing him come to life in the anime last year was probably one of my favorite moments of that at Tower of God anime. He's drawn so beautifully. His
intro in the admission rounds is hilarious.
Yeah, and it's really good. And they basically play panel for panel in the anime of his intro, and it's really great, man. For a character, for a character who starts off when he's immediately comes in, he's seen as a threat, and his turnaround is so quick, but still so earned. And yeah, man, he cares so much, and he's so beautiful, and I love him so very, very much. So he was probably the first name that came to mind when I was talking about best boys in anime.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, I love Rak, man. He's the best.
Oh, dope. Okay. Are you getting quite anthropomorphic with your choices? Do you like that word?
Man, that word is a fucking trigger for me now, anthropomorphic. And spoiler alert, it's not the fucking last time we'll hear it in this week's episode.
Not at all.
No, it is not. So, number 2 for girls, mate. Do you wanna kick us off?
All right. I think we've got the same person in either number 1 or number 2.
For girls,
I think we do. If you didn't pick this girl, I'm gonna be. Well, then again, you picked Froppy for number 3, so I don't know where you're going.
Okay.
Number 2.
Do you want me to tell you if she's on my list?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Oh, now I'm actually second guessing who's number 1 and who's number 2. These are close. Like I said, as soon as I got the pen and paper out, number 1 and 2 were the first things I wrote for girls. The boys, I only got number 1 straight out. So, look, it's close, but I'll say so. Number 2 is going to be Mikasa. Attack on Titan.
Wow. Okay. Not on my
Oh
list.
my god, bro! Where are you going with
I know. I mean, not on my official list, but I'll tell you right now, she is in my honourable mentions. She does get a look.
Bro, Mikasa is ride or die, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah. Okay, prove your case. Come on,
prove my case. Yeah, no, it's not going to be a solid case. Mikasa, look, I'm going to start off and I'm going to repeat it. She is ride or die. And even in the manga, where the manga's up to, she's still ride or die, which is a shock. Other than like the insane loyalty, she is the biggest badass in the battlefield. What are you like? The only person who's better than her is Levi, by far. Mm-hmm. She. I mean, fair enough, she's an Ackerman and she might have some special genes, but I don't care. She is astonishing. And anime manga, it's exactly the same with her character, which I like. Like, you don't read them different ways. Completely transfers over. She's so well communicated through the manga that when I first saw her in the anime, I was just like, oh, That's exactly what I thought she was. Total badass bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would 100% agree on that. She just appeared in the the final season. Her first appearance. I won't do any spoilers for the final season of the Attack on Titan anime, but she just appeared in it and kind of blew the internet up for a bit with her appearance.
Oh yeah, okay.
But yeah, she's amazing, man. Definitely one of the all-time greats in anime.
I'll never forget Mikasa for sure.
Man, her introduction, well, not her not introduction scene, the scene of her kind of backstory when she gets kidnapped and has to save... Well, she ends up killing that dude, and the scene of her charging that guy with the knife and breaking the floorboards and shattering the knife hilt in her hand, and it still, hands down, gives me chills every time I watch it. It's such an encapsulating scene.
Yeah, she's got a couple of goosebumps scene where like you're just like, oh, shivers. So I'm happy with her, and I would have put her in number 1 as well. Because I really like Mikasa. I'm jealous of Eren because of Mikasa, not because he has any Titan abilities.
Okay, so my number 2 for best girl of anime. Look, again, when coming up with this list, I stumbled. I was going through characters, and this character came up, and I held it close to my heart. And oi boy, if my heart wasn't filled with so much joy, it is Charmy from the Black Clovers. It is.
I knew you were going to come up with that.
I fucking loved. I knew. Of course, Charmy was going to be on my list. If you heard the Black Clover episode, you heard how much I love Charmy. Man, just an all-round great character. Really funny. It's so hard for me to find characters in anime actually funny, but Charmy, I do find genuinely funny. I think she gets some of the best comedic roles in that series, and that's saying a fair bit, because there is actually a fair bit of comedy that is tried to be placed into that series, and hers always hits because I think she's just so great. She's so well written. I love her magical ability. I think the way she transforms and her absolute undying love for food is something I truly appreciate as a fat man myself.
And can you also appreciate her undying love for Yuno, or?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I do love Yuno.
And in number 1,
no
Yuno.
Yeah. Man, this list could have been Yuno 6 times, to be honest. It really could have been. It really could have been.
That's hilarious. I like that pick. Also, worth mentioning, and just a bit of bait for all the anime watchers, where she is in the manga, like she gets boss ass in the manga.
Yeah, man, we've got to get onto that season 2 of Black Clover, man. That episode, people are chomping at the bit for more Black Clover. It's still one of our best trending episodes in downloads. Hell so yeah, we should probably the fans want it, and you know, I'm so happy to watch more Black Clover.
Well, guys, reach out, because it won't take much to egg us on for that one. That's for sure.
Oh man, so are we at top 1s now?
We're in top 1s. I mean, I was on the fence about my top 1. Mikasa could have been top 1, but I'll put her in 2.
Okay, so you're gonna do your top boy?
I'm gonna do my top girl, because 1 and 2 were exactly like I've got them on the same level.
Okay, good.
Whereas my number 1 boy was so far out in front, it doesn't matter. Okay, so man, this is Demon Slayer's taking it out, bro, because Nezuko is my number 1 or 2, but definitely number 1 at the moment, because oh my god, what a cutie.
Tanjiro and Nezuko in the list, man. Man, she came pretty close to my list too. Yeah. She's a great character.
She's a fantastic character. For a character,
she's really great. Yeah.
It's not real. It might be a bit of a spoiler, but for a character who speaks once in the entire series, or twice or 3 times maybe. She has.
You're always telling me how you like your women to be seen.
Oh, stop! Heard, so no. Don't give me trouble, bro.
It's a little harmless joke.
They throw me under the bus and then back over it again. No. Right, yeah, Nezuko keeps her mouth shut, I love her.
Oh, fuck yeah. Honestly, probably the only reason I didn't put her in my list is like, man, is that not feminine? Like, is that anti-feminist? But no, she's a fucking amazing character.
She doesn't say anything, and she's just like, kudos to the artists. She's so well communicated. Like,
yeah, her non-verbal communication skills are on point, and it's so well drawn and articulated how she actually does communicate. And
I know, and when she does these
just a formidable force.
She just does like these little acts, and there's so much meaning and message behind all the small things she does. Whether it's like a pat on the head or she walks over to give someone a hug, like, oh. But yeah, it is controversial. I know why you think it's controversial, just because she was definitely more of a side piece than a side character.
Yeah,
but the entire time, from chapter 1 to chapter, I'd think 200 and something, I was just waiting for more Nezuko the whole time. Like, I just wanted more Nezuko. I wanted to see her fight. I wanted to see her interact with other characters. I wanted to see what happens to her in the end, because she's the main plot driver as well for the story. I couldn't get enough of Nezuko in the show, whereas even though Mikasa's like one of the most badass female characters in any anime, it was never, I need more Mikasa. Like, I always wanted more Nezuko in the story, and at the same time, when the story did finish, I didn't feel like I didn't get enough of her either. Like, I felt like it was perfect. It's a sprinkle. It's just seasoning with a bit of salt. She was the salt. And no meal is good without salt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
And you only put a little bit on. So she was the key plot driver for the story. She was every panel she was in was very meaningful to the story. And complete badass when she did fight, and she gets stronger. Her power scaling is very well done. She doesn't get continuously stronger. The mystery behind everything kind of peels away layer by layer, and it just gets juicier and sweeter.
Yeah, I mean, her fight with the Tamari Ball Demon in season 1 is one of the absolute highlights of that whole season, and that's saying something, because that first season of Demon Slayer feels like everything's a highlight. Like, everything just is so great, and for her to stick out in a cast of characters where you've got, you know, Tanjiro, Inosuke, Zenitsu, like 3 very strong characters all in their own right, and for her to stick out as much as she does, especially for a character that's silent throughout the entire series, is insanely impressive.
So well done. That's why I'm going to put her in number 1 for sure.
A worthy pick. So, are we ready for my number 1 for girls?
Yeah, hit me with it.
Let's go. So, my number 1 for best girl of anime,
Nurse Joy.
And God, mate, you are so close. It's not even funny. It's Misty from Pokemon.
Oh no! Oh, that's crazy. I wish I said Misty, because I was like, do I say Misty or Nurse Joy? And I said Nurse Joy.
It had to be Misty. Man. All time,
wow, okay.
Like, I remember, not only did I have the world's biggest crush on Misty when I was growing up, but also revisiting the series as an adult, that boyhood crush faded away, and I just got to experience Misty as the strong female character she is. And she fights with some of the coolest Pokemon from the first gen of Pokemon. Like, she has a Psyduck, she has a Gyarados, she has a Starmie and a Staryu.
Yeah.
Like, all her characters she gets a Horsey. Like, Horsey's one of my favourite Pokemon from the first gen. I love Horsey. So yeah, she not only.
No, I'm just.
Fuck off. I will fucking end you, mate.
We're doing a Nuzlocke run.
Man, we got to do that Nuzlocke run soon. Yeah. But yeah, Misty was the first. Of course, she was going to be my number 1. She was my first anime crush.
Yep.
And even now as a 26-year-old man who still watches anime and cartoons, I still love her to this day, as not only just as a crush, but as a strong gym leader, a strong companion, a strong Pokemon trainer, and a strong friend.
Oh, right. I'm super stoked you actually put her as number one. Like I said Nurse Joy as a joke, but I didn't say Misty because I was like, no, Misty's actually a pretty good character. Like
Misty's a great character, man. She's really good, and she's the first companion Ash ever comes across. I mean, yeah. Brock gets shouted out for the days, but Misty was there from the start. She's OG. She's the original, mate. She's the point. She's the guiding force in that first season. She's amazing, man. I love Misty.
Ah, fantastic, man. I'm impressed with that one. That's good. That's a good throwback too. Like, hey, I haven't watched Pokemon in a while, so that might be why I'm slipping on those. But
well, I mean, I've been watching it recently. Again, stay tuned to the end of the episode to find out why I've been rewatching Pokemon. Sprinkling that intrigue all the way through, mate. Let's do this. So, you're number one, mate. Number one for Best Boys of Anime. Who is in your top position?
Number one, Best Boy of Anime. Without a bloody doubt. Wait, okay, I've been saying like it's so out in front, so let's see if you know me. Who do you think is my favourite boy character, male character? It's a boy character. I won't say male. At that, like on that list, who do you think I've put on that list?
Okay. If I know you, and I know that you're discounting One Piece, which you are, right?
Yeah. I pretty much all. Okay, so this one is get rid of all the OG, like the upper echelon of the OGs. I haven't picked any of them.
Okay. Oh man, this is tricky. Because there's part of me that thinks you've gone Levi, but I don't think you have gone Levi because you've thrown Mikasa in there.
No, you can scrap that. And we have mentioned it on the episode already. The series. I'll make it easy.
Is it Asta?
Oh no! Why would I love Asta? That guy yells too much.
Yeah, who is it?
Bro, it is none other than the 25th. Bam.
Oh,
Tower of God.
Course. Yeah, okay. I should have known. Let me tell you, folks. 25th Bam, yeah.
I mean, as far like we're in the early days in the anime.
I mean, it's basically all the anime's been is a prologue yet. They haven't really experienced
very early days. But he is in anime, so I am including him in this list. I mean, the webtoon is many arcs in front. He is without a doubt the greatest character I've ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, as someone who's watched the anime and has read a large portion of the webtoon, that's probably the most worthy of choices for Best Boy of Anime. He is phenomenally incredible. Like, he's amazing.
Yeah, he's the perfect person almost. Like he.
Yeah, he kind of encapsulates if like we were talking about Tanjiro before, as he's, he takes all the best qualities from all these traits of main characters.
Yeah.
Where Balm doesn't take the best traits of all these main characters. He forges his own path as just being the best person.
I'm glad you said that. I mean, I couldn't have articulated it that well.
Oh, thank you, buddy. But yeah, he is the epitome of what it means to be a human.
Yeah.
And in every sense of the word, a phenomenal choice. And
yeah.
Man, I truly do. I couldn't put him in my list just because,
we're early days with the anime, but you know me, I'm the manga motherfucker. I'll do what I want.
Yeah, you're the manga motherfucker. Yeah, incredible. And also, just the tiniest spoiler for the anime. It's barely a spoiler, but Bam with long hair. Oh, kill me now. Fuck, he's so sexy with long hair.
And the outfit choice. You know what? The Tower of God does way better than anything, literally better than anything, is the outfit changes. The consistent outfit changes.
Their redesigns are always so on point, it's not funny.
Yeah, they've all got a great sense of fashion.
They do. They very much do.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I respect that choice so hard, it's not funny.
And the fact that he can love another character so much that he's willing to be betrayed by them more than twice.
Spoilers, but yes.
Well, so no names, no spoilers. But he can withstand that for friendship.
Oh, he is so he forgave a person. Like, he can forgive a person that if I was to encounter that person in real life, I honestly would happily commit murder in front of a police and a judge.
Oh yeah, I would kill
I just would. Like, dead. Kill her dead. Fuck her. Yeah, man, a super respectable choice, and I'm kind of jealous that I didn't put him on my list, but
I felt kind of dodgy about putting him on the list, bro, because I was like, look, the anime is like so small at the moment and I was like, no one's going to understand why I pick him unless you've read a bit further ahead. But I believe that what you've seen in the anime is still pretty outstanding. But
I mean, he's great in season 1. He truly is great. Like, and I think you could justify picking him to put on this list just on his season 1 performance pretty easily. Yep. But you being the manga motherfucker, and I think you are more than justified as putting him as number 1, and it makes sense that he's so far ahead.
Yeah, he's the lone star for me.
Okay,
if I was going to get a body pillow, he's the body pillow. It's not going to be Nezuko.
Yeah, fair. So do you want me to do my number 1?
Your number 1 boy.
Number 1 boy. It's not the first time this boy has been mentioned on this episode.
Well, can I have a get? Oh no, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it. So no, you go.
I'll just say it.
If you're including absolutely everyone,
just say it. I want to know if you get it. Say it.
Is he the leader of some guild?
No.
Oh, he's not. Okay, no, you go.
No, as much as Yami, I wanted Yami to be on my list. It's not Yami. It is the captain himself, Levi Ackerman.
Oh, you picked Levi.
I had to pick.
So you were stressing when you thought I said it, yeah.
No, I thought we might have both had Levi on our list. I almost put Mikasa on my list, but I thought if I put Levi was on my list from the get-go. Yeah. Like, he was on my list, so I didn't want to put two characters from the same anime on my list. But yeah, man, Levi Ackerman. What can I say about Levi Ackerman that hasn't been screamed at the rooftops? He is incredible on the screen. He's genuinely funny as a character. He has some of the best playtime in that whole series, and he loves nothing more than to put on a fucking smoking maid outfit and clean a house. He is...
Was that your favourite episode?
All round my favourite character. And like if I could point to scenes that shine to me when it comes to thinking of Levi Ackerman, the scene where Eren is being interrogated in front of the
court.
In front of the court, and Levi just kicks
the shit out of him.
Absolute shit out of fucking Eren. It's the best scene because up until that point, Eren has been a whiny little bitch. Yeah. And just to see Levi absolutely tank just kick and kick.
Gutter stomps him.
Oh, it's so good. Yeah. But man, and yeah, Levi, especially like in the later seasons where we see Levi dealing with the spoiler alert in 3, 2, 1, death of Captain, the death of the leader of the Scout Regiment.
God, I can't believe it's skipping my mind right now. It's not Jean.
No, it's not Jean. It's Erwin.
Captain Erwin. Yes.
The death of Captain Erwin is truly heartbreaking to watch Levi come to terms with that. So yeah, man.
Yeah, you can see it. Literally, a piece of him dies. Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's probably the only time we see him express emotions, and it still fucking hurts to this day to think about.
And how gnarly is that fight at the start of was it season 3, 2, where they're swinging through and they end up in the bar.
Oh yeah, amazing,
fantastic.
Levi versus his pseudo father.
Yeah.
through with the ODM gear through the city is great. Is absolutely incredible. He had to be my number one, man. There was no...
Yeah, that's a good pick, bro. And I'll tell you what, if they went... Well, if he was in a fight with any of the other guys, he'd hold his own, I reckon.
Yeah, he's definitely the strongest on my list. I mean, he could take Rack. Anusuke's fucking dead instantly. Yeah. Do you have any honourable mentions? Because I've got a few. I don't have too many. I've got a few.
I have one, and it's a massive shout out that I want to do, and I'm gonna, and you and me are gonna do an episode on this because I'm gonna make us do an episode.
Okay, yeah, sure.
I'm gonna shout out Edward and Alphonse Elric from Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist.
And just normal Full Metal Alchemist, I suppose.
Yeah, great pick. I came pretty close to putting Alphonse Elric on my list.
Yep.
Just as a genuine, heartwarming character who somehow fills the role of little brother and guiding leader in that series, which it's so incredible to think of him. Yeah, a great character, but yeah, awesome pick, man. Of course we're going to do an FMA. I was thinking, actually, should probably talk about this off pod, but I was thinking episode 50, we do a Full Metal Alchemist episode to celebrate 50 episodes in the game.
We have to. To all the dogs listening, if you have not watched Full Metal Alchemist, there's absolutely no way you're not going to like it. Absolutely no. If you like anime, you're going to like Full Metal Alchemist no matter what. I'll come at me, bro. I'll put money on that.
Jason, who was on the last episode, the My Hero episode, has yet to watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Like, he hasn't even seen the original, so I'm super excited for him to go on it if he ever stops watching isekais.
Yeah, it's not an isekai, so he might not like it. Yeah. So we'll tell him to hold off, and we'll do a watch party.
Oh, man.
I'd watch that entire thing.
He hasn't even watched Attack on Titan yet. He's only watched bloody isekais. It's insane. It's so wild.
He just wants to be a part of it. He's living vicariously through those characters.
So on my honourable mention list, I have basically one that I haven't mentioned. I did mention Mikasa was on my honourable mentions. But from an anime that actually didn't get a mention on either of our list, Lieutenant Hinawa from Fire Force.
We're calling him Senpai for a while.
Again, him, and I almost put him on my list as well, the brother of, I'm completely blanking on his name, but the twin brother from Blue Exorcist. I almost put him on my list, but it's been so long since I've read or watched Blue Exorcist that it's kind of faded into obscurity in my memory. But coming fresh off a rewatch and a reread of Fire Force, Lieutenant Hinawa is such a great character. Again, I always gravitate towards characters that actually make me chuckle, and he made me chuckle. He's a very funny character in that series. It's really great.
What do you think I should read first, Fire Force or Jujutsu Kaisen?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Okay, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, because they were my two next manga to get into.
John Rowe. The topic of the podcast together, and I'm so excited.
Hi, dorks. Just Phillip here. So we actually lost that back half of the episode there, unfortunately. So no getting moldy section. It is a shame. I know that's one of my favourite segments personally, and I truly am sorry that we will be depriving you of that absolute gem of a segment. But it will be back next week in all its glory, so fear not, dorks. We were teasing through this episode of an announcement at the back end of this episode. We're just going to do that announcement on the next episode, but stay tuned. It's a really fun project that we've been working on here at Dorktown HQ, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully you dorks can get around it when it comes out. But we will announce that on the next episode, so stay tuned for that. I suppose I'll just do the plugs and get out of here. So make sure you follow us on all the socials at Lords of Dorktown, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. The Instagram's where it's at, though. That's where we put the most effort into because Twitter scares me and Facebook is dead. Let's be honest, people. So yeah, if you want to email the pod in, you can email us at lordsofdorktown@gmail.com. Drop us a line, just hit us up with anything really. I would love to get some recommendations on what you dorks are watching, just so we can do some episodes on stuff you guys recommend. We'd love to know what's in your binge folder at the moment. I think that's it. So I'm just gonna leave you there, guys. It's been a fun episode, and me and John had a bunch of fun doing this list, and we're definitely going to do more kind of topic-y episodes coming up in the future, and maybe a few less reviews. We'll probably still do a bunch of reviews, but yeah, these topic episodes were a bunch of fun. So keep it dorky, guys. You.